A woman from Scotland went to visit her family in Australia and brought back a most unconventional souvenir – a small python. It was happily coiled up inside a shoe. Moira Boxall thought it must have been a toy snake and that her relatives just wanted to play a little joke on her. She touched the python and the unexpected happened. It moved. Well, let's back up. Australia is well known for all sorts of beings, from spiders to kangaroos, entering private property. So it wasn't that surprising that there would be a snake wandering around. The woman remembered she had seen it in her room before she left. But then the snake just disappeared, so everyone thought it must have crawled out of the house. The unsuspecting grandma got on her flight from Queensland to Glasgow. The python covered over 9,000 miles in her luggage and even managed to shed its skin while traveling. Mrs. Boxall called Animal Rescue Services, and they safely removed the snake from her house. It turned out to be a non-venomous spotted python. The illegal traveler was taken to an animal rescue and rehoming center in Edinburgh. Sadly, Monty Python here wasn't credited with any frequent flyer mileage because, now I'm just guessing here, it didn't have a ticket. Traveling without a ticket didn't go quite as well for another snake. A 10-foot-long scrub python was clinging to the wing of a plane flying between Australia and Papua New Guinea. The snake held on tight for the entire flight, which lasted 1 hour and 50 minutes. Passengers noticed it about 20 minutes after takeoff when a woman pointed it out to others. The poor python struggled against the strong winds and the freezing temperature, trying to get back under the wing for shelter. The strong wind kept pushing it against the plane's engine. There was no panic, but everyone at the back of the plane was focused on the snake and wondered how it had managed to get on the plane. An engineer explained that the python probably crawled up into the plane's landing gear while it was parked and then slithered into the wing's parts. Scrub pythons usually hide in tight places to surprise their prey, so it might have thought the plane's wing was a good hiding spot. Unfortunately, the snake didn't survive the journey. Meanwhile, an American tourist, Judith Strang, was on vacation in Iceland with her son Rod. She saw a large chunk of ice shaped like a chair and thought it looked like a perfect spot for a fun photo. So Judith sat down on her ice throne, laughing and posing for the picture. But as she sat there, a big wave came in, rocked the ice back and forth, and the lady started to slide off in style. The ice chunk floated away from the shore, and Judith was going further and further out to sea. Thankfully, a boat captain nearby saw her drifting away and came to rescue her. Her granddaughter shared photos of the event on Twitter with funny captions like "Iceberg Queen" and "Lost her kingdom when she drifted out to sea." It became a real hit. If you're a fan of surprises, you would probably love to be traveling on a British Airways flight from London City Airport to Dusseldorf in Germany. When it started descending, passengers noticed some mountains around, and that's not what Western Germany looks like. People who were waiting for their loved ones to arrive on that flight were also confused when flight tracking apps showed them the plane was approaching Edinburgh. The distance between the two cities is over 500 miles. Confused passengers saw the same on Google Maps. They were definitely not anywhere near Dusseldorf. The flight attendant then asked those who thought they were traveling to Germany to raise their hands. The whole plane did so. The captain immediately apologized to them and promised they would head to Germany after refueling. The error happened because of an incorrectly filed flight plan prepared by a German leasing company. Both the pilot and cabin crew were sure the flight was bound for Edinburgh. Some of the passengers immediately posted on social media that they didn't sign up for the mystery travel lottery, and another famous airline offered British Airways a copy of Geography for Dummies. Accidentally ending up in Scotland isn't as dramatic as accidentally ending up inside a whale's mouth. Rodney Shrimpf, a 51-year-old dive tour operator, was taking photos of a big group of sardines off the coast of South Africa. As the man was swimming by, everything suddenly went dark, and he suddenly realized a whale had accidentally scooped him up. Luckily, the whale was just as surprised as he was and spit Rajni out within a few seconds. A photographer on a nearby boat managed to snap a picture of Rajni with only his legs sticking out of the whale's mouth. The whale that scooped him up was a bride's whale. It's common in tropical waters and is around 43 to 45 feet long. Bride's whales lunge at schools of fish with their mouths wide open, then filter out the water and keep only the fish to swallow. Although they're large, these whales can't swallow something as big as a person because their throats are too small. Rajni kept calm and held his breath until the whale let him go. Experts think Bride's whales may often scoop up things they don't want when chasing after sardines, and that's why this whale probably knew to spit the unwanted lunch out right away. And that's a hard story to swallow. The real-life version of Home Alone, well, sort of, happened in Saudi Arabia. A young mother on a flight to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, realized she'd accidentally left her kid back in the waiting area at the Jeddah airport. She immediately informed the flight crew about it, and the pilot then contacted air traffic control. They asked if they could return to the gate. The surprise controller told his colleague about what happened and added this was a new situation for them. Finally, the plane was allowed to turn back, and the mom was reunited with her kiddo, who was safe and sound, waiting for her. A tourist in Yellowstone National Park became a real internet celebrity when he decided to put his feet into a steaming hot geyser pool. Now, I don't want to judge here, but really? The man crossed over the barricades and was sitting right on the soft ground near the hot steaming water, with his feet fully in the geyser. Now, these geysers and hot springs can be extremely dangerous because the water is boiling hot and can cause, well, serious trouble. Many parts of the ground around these hot springs are thin and could break, so anyone who steps on it is at serious risk. The park has strict rules to keep visitors safe, and it's important to stick to the boardwalks and the trails. In the video that went viral, other visitors were shouting at the man who decided to ignore all the rules. A group of friends decided to go on an epic adventure to see a scenic waterfall in Costa Rica. It was all going well until the little cascade suddenly surged into a super powerful stream. The water level instantly increased, and it was impossible to stand straight even at a distance from the waterfall. The group acted fast and tried to climb out, but there was no outlet on one side of the river, so they had to cross it again and climb for safety on the opposite side. Now, everyone survived. Their friend, who's a local, told them he's never seen anything like that happen in his life. Now, when you have a bit too much fun on vacation, you might end up breaking a historical statue. At least that's what happened to an Irish tourist visiting Brussels. He successfully climbed the statue of a lion at the Brussels Stock Exchange and broke off the hand of the statue of an angel on his way down. He then went to a fast food place and told the police officers, who immediately found him, that he had no idea something was wrong with the statue. The building just opened after 3 years of renovation. The Irish tourist will have to pay a fine of around $6,000 for his adventure. That's it for today. So hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a like and share it with your friends. Or if you want more, just click on these videos and stay on the bright side.